What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. I am live. I am preparing. I got my hair did, got my beard lined up so I can look old and gray, but like I still give a shit. This weekend at the Bitcoin 2023 convention, my wife and I are definitely going to be there, and I figured I'd just go live for a little bit, just kind of hang out. I haven't been live in quite a while, and I figured, you know, I'd promote the event. They're hooking me up with some tickets. I'm also going to Bitcoin Block Party Miami, which looks insane. Honestly, I'm looking forward to this. They changed their whole, what is this, 575 to $5,000? Boy, I that's crazy. You can spend as much as you want at these different events going on. But I guess I mean, Ghost Tequila, Asker Gin, Icelandic Glacial Water sponsors. Okay. We're shutting down the block, 2,000 guests, live music, glow rave, LED dancers and performers, 3 bars, 22 private lounges, food trucks, and more. This looks insane. Honestly, VIP 250. That's actually pretty cheap. Wait, so VIP is only $250. You get free food and premium drinks. Is that included? That's nuts. Because I mean, you get a table somewhere, and you have to get a couple bottles. That generally costs $500 to $10,000, depending on where you're at. Early access, priority food service. This looks sick. I need it. I need this break with everything going on. I definitely need this break. And I think there's actually, holy cow, this is going to be nuts. Oh, they've got all my cars parked in one nice place. That'll be fun. I can go look at all my vehicles again. Toe Jam backlot. I love the artwork on that. And I guess they're having an MMA event of some kind. And I mean, I don't know. I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to bring this window down a bit because I can't see my chat. And I figure I should see the chat. What's up? Destroyer 1911. Hey, what's going on? Coming down the 305. MIA. Glad to catch you live. Yeah, I haven't been live in quite a while, so I figured now is probably a good time to just come hang out and see who cares. You know, it's in the middle of the afternoon. It's kind of an off time for me. It is Wednesday, May 17th. It is 4:34. What's up, Alex? Good to see you, man. I don't know what I should have titled this. I just titled it whatever. So, you know, we'll see what's going on. I went all in on Cardano. I mean, I am too. I mean, I have Cardano and Bitcoin. And then I have Kopi token, and I have a little bit of a couple other things. So yeah, I'm pretty good. I wouldn't mind having more, obviously, but I've got a lot going on. So I'm selling a house in Puerto Rico. It's kind of an investment property. It's insane. I mean, we've done some work to it. We put a new roof on it. We put a big solar system into it with like 3 Tesla batteries. I mean, it could easily be $1,000 a night Airbnb if somebody wanted to do that with it. And it would sleep like 1,000 people. I mean, it has like 8 bathrooms, 7 or 8 bathrooms. I don't even remember. I know we're having all the bathrooms remodeled right now. Plumbing was just finished on everything but the master. But, you know, I figured before we finish all the bathrooms, if somebody ended up buying it, then it might be better to not finish all the bathrooms and then let them do the bathrooms however they want to do them. So I'm in the process of selling that, not trying to make a big windfall of cash or anything. I just want to move on. But it's going to be a really good opportunity. Somebody that probably put, I don't know, 50 to 100 grand into it from where it's at right now, could probably make, I'm guessing, several $100,000 in profit if they were to sell it. If they kept it and turned it into an Airbnb, they would just make a windfall of cash over time, I'm sure. So, yeah, I mean, just trying to do different things, trying to get resituated. So, I'd never heard of that. Why does it always seem like Cardano is overlooked when it comes to larger businesses? It seems like they always go with other blockchains. Boggles my mind. Maynard, I think to some degree it's because a lot of those other blockchains, they get venture capital funding due to their Ponzonomics, and then they use that venture capital funding to pay people to build on their platforms. And it makes those platforms look better, bigger, broader, all that fun stuff. And So, I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, everything Cardano's been doing has been building on its own merit, and its merit has continued to grow and expand over time based off of the milestones met and what it's accomplishing. And I mean, there's going to come a point where security becomes more important than somebody just handing out a little bit of free cash and somebody trying to cash in on an app or an application that probably isn't going to do shit anyway. I mean, let's be real about it. A lot of this stuff, to me, it's like a lot of experimentation using venture capital money, and everybody's just trying to figure out what cream rises to the top, what sort of development applications is it going to be, DeFi, RealFi, stable token, like what's going to make everybody rich, right? Like what's going to get adopted in a wide scale. And then once we've established that, it's all good. I have some videos scheduled basically through Saturday that go into some interesting stuff. I can't even remember which one went live today, but I've got some pretty interesting stuff happening in the video content, and I think some of you guys will be surprised. Seller, another house crow. You sold the Puerto Rico one, and now I didn't sell Puerto Rico yet. We've been remodeling the house in Puerto Rico and just dealing with a lot of like the crazy contractors and just the way things are there. And I've got somebody that I paid a bunch of money, and at first it seemed like he was going to try and scam me, and then we had some conversations, and then he said, okay, I'll get things done as promised. And some things are happening, but it's not with any of his people really. It's one of my guys, and I'm not sure. I mean, chances are I'm going to end up having this dude locked up and put in prison if he doesn't get his shit together, but I'll know very soon what he's going to do. I've learned a lot of lessons in how to handle stuff in Puerto Rico, though. That's for sure. I've made a lot of mistakes. You can't trust anybody. I can tell you that. And you can't treat people, you can't treat like contractors, builders, you can't treat people that are doing a big job like you could in the States, because a lot of them count on you just like not caring. Like if they steal from you or if they rip you off or whatever, they're like, they think you're just going to walk away and do nothing. But I've already got lawyers and everything lined up, ready to go with this dude if he ends up screwing me. I hate to be that guy because it just puts negative energy into my heart and in my whole existence, which I just don't want or have time for. And but I mean, I'm not rich enough to get ripped off like he may be trying to rip me off and then just walk away from it. I don't have that kind of money. I still have to work for what I do, and I still have to plan, and I have to worry just like everyone else. So it is what it is. Let's see here. More heart. It's hard to see. I wish there was a way to expand the size of the text on here. Love this guy. Well, thank you. I love you too. I will buy your house in 2025. Yeah, I want to sell it now though, because I'm trying to move. I mean, basically, I am probably going to end up taking a bit of a loss on the house in Puerto Rico just to sell it and move on with my life, because there are other more important things that I'd like to be putting the money into. So, any cash buyers out there that want an awesome investment property in Puerto Rico, whether you're an Act 20, Act 60, or you just want to flip a property that's going to be worth a boatload of cash someday, just let me know. I'm holding over 70,000 Cardano, so hope I can make enough to pay off my house. That's all I care about. I hear you. 70,000 Cardano. Let me see. What are the odds on that, given where we could be? 70,000. So if it just got back to its all-time high, obviously that's going to be 212 grand. If we get to like $8, which is I think feasible, it'll probably end up being something like 650 or something, but who knows? Times 8, you're looking at $560,000 minus your taxes. Make sure you pay your taxes, folks. Don't get caught up by this IRS, because they're going to come after everybody. I'm telling you. Tax season always sucks for me because I have to basically damn near count my hairs and give blood to my accountant, and it's not fun, but it's better than prison. So make sure you pay your taxes. Crow, can you do a video on PBX? We'll be on Cardano soon. Maybe I'll look into that. I'll be honest with you, for the live questions and things, I don't remember a lot of this stuff as much as I do comments down below. So don't hesitate to leave the same comment down below, because often when I'm up at night and I'm reading through my comments on the different videos and seeing what people have to say, that's when I go and somebody will say, hey, can you look into this? And make sure you guys make, when you guys see, and I don't know how many of you are new, but if you guys see, what am I thinking of? Like the spammers, like and they're getting real crafty, trying to make you think they're real, but there's like 100 of them talking about AMZ 617 or whatever. It's all garbage. I hope you guys know that. Obviously, I'm sure the majority of you do, but it's all bourgeois. Thank you for your response. Makes complete sense. Well, you're welcome. I have concerns about the amount of projects being built on Cardano, roughly 1,200. Others have 3,000, 4,000, etc. It seems like we stalled out around 1,200. Concerns? No, I don't have concerns. You know why? Because, okay, there are a couple of reasons. Number one, Cardano is obviously being built with a lot of interoperability in mind, okay? There are going to be more migrations from a lot of these other blockchains to Cardano. So in other words, projects that are being built for Ethereum and some of these other blockchains and are like, oh, this sucks. Oh, wow, we're entering a bull market and transfer fees are so high on Ethereum, it's unusable. I need to do something. They're going to migrate over to Cardano. Okay, so that is that, and that, I mean, some already have, especially like NFT projects and things. They bridged the stuff over to Cardano from Ethereum. That is probably going to be happening in mass by 2025. All right. So, which is only going to drive up the hype and everything else going on for Cardano, because by then I'm sure Hydra will have been further along. We're going to have more Hydra nodes. TPS is going to increase. Like everything is just going to continue getting better between now and the next peak. On top of that, it says 1,200. They don't know how many applications are being built on Cardano right now. I mean, is Soblox considered one? I haven't registered it anywhere. I mean, how do they know exactly how many applications are being built for Cardano? So I think the idea is that they might have 1,200 projects being built, maybe under their guidance, maybe with Project Catalyst, all that kind of stuff. But there could be 5,000 projects being built for Cardano right now. We just don't know about all of them yet because they haven't said anything they're building. And then maybe they're not looking for money from Project Catalyst or IOHK or any of that. So, and honestly, it wouldn't matter to me anyway. The only thing that some people argue is that Haskell is a little more difficult to build with because it's a little more of an old school enterprise level programming language. But the thing of it is it's a lot more secure. And when people know it, they know it. And it's just like, I feel like any programmer that is smart is learning Haskell right now, because I do believe that Cardano is going to take over in so many different ways in the future. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not concerned in the least. And on top of that, you don't have every shit project out, with some 14-year-old that came up with an idea in his mom's basement to like come up with some gimmicky garbage that he's building. I mean, we see so much of that on some of these other blockchains. Now, I'm not saying anything against the 14-year-old kid who's got a dream and he's setting goals and he's just, trying to create and build and follow his dreams. That's fantastic. I'm just saying that you're not seeing the same 14-year-olds building and programming in Haskell. Right. And so to some degree, what you're seeing is a lot more of the cream of like the enterprise markets, RealFi, DeFi, stable tokens. You're seeing a lot more legitimate projects being built on Cardano. And it's getting rid of a lot of the fluff and stuff that's being built on other blockchains. That's okay with me. I'd rather have quality over quantity any day. I just sell 15 Ether and buy Cardano, about 60,000. Wow, that's crazy. That's great. Tax season, turn your head and cough. That's pretty much it. You're right. That's exactly what you do. You have to grin and bear it. And as much as I like to criticize, the taxation and I get really, really frustrated. You know why I get so frustrated about taxes? Because I actually pay them. Like, that's what's so frustrating. There are things that you could do to kind of help within the tax guidelines and things, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, you're still paying. I don't trust my money overseas. I don't trust my money in banks outside of the US. I barely even trust US banks anymore with the way things are going. But I trust a US bank a lot more than I trust some like overseas bank that could be as shady as all get out. And I just, you know, it costs a lot more money to live in the United States, and that's for sure. The United States does not give a damn about me in any way, shape, or form. But I like the fact that I have power when I need it for the most part, and I like feeling a little bit more secure. Hey, Crow, I staked on Cronode a couple days ago. Thanks for the tutorial video. Well, great, Greg. I appreciate it. Do you have any shot in the dark coins you are interested in? Not necessarily. There are a lot of shots in the dark, but you know, when it comes to me talking about random crypto projects, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I know that everybody's looking for the next 100x, that next project where you can get into for next to nothing and get rich off of it. I'm just not seeing the fundamentals in a lot of these projects. Like when I discovered Cardano back in 2017, I was so, this is it. Like, and I said it in the video, if you go all the way back to 2017, when I first talked about Cardano, everything I said in that video, like 5 years ago, has come true. And I've done everything I said I was going to do. And I put that video out at a time when everybody was dumping on it, calling it a ghost chain, vaporware, garbage, whatever, like everything you could think of. And I was like, I don't care what they're saying. I believe that this is going to be the best thing. I think this is going to be it. And now everybody's all over Cardano and everybody's trying to take credit and everybody wants to be, it's like, whatever, I don't care. Adoption is coming and it's growing and it's just getting better and better and better with every new era of Cardano's development. And I'm glad that everybody's involved, and I'm glad everybody's finally woken up to see what the value proposition is for Cardano. And as a layer one blockchain, I don't think anything's going to be able to compete with it. And so, you know, that's where I focus all my energy, really. There are going to be a lot of applications built on Cardano, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it's about the layer one right now. You know, that's just the way I am about, I'm not about taking the big, bold risks that I used to. You know, I mean, buying Cardano at 37 cents right now, hoping it gets to $6, that's still a significant value proposition for me, especially when based off of its milestones, what it's done to date, where it's at in its development, and all of that. I just feel like it's a much safer bet than some shit coin from some no name group that they're building because they got some VC funding from some friend of their uncle who's going to dump the tokens on everybody's head the second. I mean, oh, that whole scheme, I'm just not feeling that anymore. And because I'm not feeling it, I know that I could get so many more views if I were doing content like I used to when I was a lot more naive and ignorant to the space. It's like, yes, I understood the technology and I understood that anybody can make money with anything at any time in a bull market, right? You can throw a dart and chances are it's going to go up. But it's not just about, I've learned that it's not just about finding projects that can go from 2 cents to $5, because a lot of you guys that are in the space, especially new people that see that content during a bull market, they buy into these projects and they don't sell at the peak because they don't realize that the peak is coming. And when everything is all parabolic, there, it's like turning that hourglass, man, and you're just running out of time. And people that don't take profits have to sit and they wait for the next cycle, right? Because now they've learned how this works, how that works. And until you've gone through it and you better understand it, it's just not something you're ultimately looking for. You're thinking it's going to go up forever and it's never going to go down again. And once you've gone through that, then you realize, okay, this isn't going to last forever. I need to take my profit. And it is what it is. But yeah, I don't invest a lot of time in a lot of crap projects anymore. Hey, Crow, how difficult is it to launch a stake pool? Really considering it. It's very, very difficult, Brian. It's I have a full stack developer that put mine up a few years ago, and he was pulling his hair out. And there are whole communities, development communities of people, like high level guys that like help each other. Okay. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not easy to do. If it were easier to do, we'd have a hell of a lot more nodes. Running a node is definitely a responsibility, and you have to maintain it in the sense that it's why we lost a lot. Because there are a lot of people that were just doing it to try and cash out, and they realized, oh, this isn't easy, and I have to keep it updated every time Cardano updates, and it's not easy, but I'm committed. And that's the thing. The people that started their nodes like years ago and they're still running them and they're still pushing forward, generating passive yields for people, doesn't matter if it's mine or not. Those who are still here after everything that's happened, those are probably the good ones. But you're not at risk anyway. If you don't like a node, you could take it your stake and move it in 2 seconds. It takes a few epochs to transition. But you don't lose any of your yield. So yeah, but it takes a few epochs as well to start getting your initial yield. Once the bull market, Ethereum gas is going to wake everyone up and they will come to Cardano. Exactly. That's my point. Exactly. Hey, Crow, great to catch you live again. Good day from Australia. Well, good eye, mate. Good to see you. Crypto taxes are a nightmare. Yeah, that's why you pay somebody else to deal with it. Move to New Zealand. I don't think so. I mean, New Zealand is insane New Zealand's kind of close to like Canada now, isn't it? In terms of like the kind of the policies and the way they're handling everything. It's kind of tyrannical. Not feeling that. US does not even make the top 20 safest banks in the world. Germany and Switzerland. I actually looked at Switzerland. Do you have any idea how expensive it is in Switzerland? Like a little tiny house is like $1 million in Switzerland. There's just too much international money flowing through Switzerland, and a lot of like investors and whales and, yeah, I get the Switzerland's safe for their banking. I'm sure that's why all the billionaires hide their money there in Swiss bank accounts and things. But yeah, I'm not at that level. I just got 60K Cardano. Congratulations, Gabriel. Crow, I have to disagree with you saying everyone's hyping Cardano. I'm on Twitter and YouTube all day long. It's hardly talked about by the bigger YouTubers because it's not a VC chain. And you know what? That's okay, man. I see a lot of people talking about Cardano. Maybe that's just my algorithm. I don't know how many YouTubers are out there, but I know there are very few that I trust. And the ones that I tend to think are pretty decent, they love Cardano now. So, there could be 100 little fledgling YouTubers that want to like try and cash out on the next shit coin that paid them to start talking about them. But Cardano's never paid me shit. I can't even get Charles to pay attention to messages I send him anymore. I'm not getting any goddamn money out of anybody. I can't even get any support for my SO blocks or anything. I'm out basically on my own. They're not doing jack shit to support me in any way, shape, or form, but I still love the platform. All these little kids out running around and everybody's talking about their next Ethereum project or and they're getting paid to pump all this garbage. I don't personally trust anybody that's not in the US, to be honest with you, because I feel a lot of these guys are like pump and dump kings, and especially like, they're selling all their trade signals and they're just doing all this stuff that like I'm not one to throw shade on anyone in specific, but there are quite a few of them out there that I'm just like, no thanks. I don't even want to hear your voice because I know better and I know what you're doing, and I just don't trust any of them. So it's what it is. So if ADA is the future and your videos for the protocol is realized, or your vision for the protocol is realized, what do you see happens to Ethereum? Just fades away over time. Bill, I don't necessarily think Ethereum is going to fade away over time, but I think that ultimately, due to its bottlenecking and its increase in transaction fees and things like that, I look at Ethereum as a sinking ship, and they're constantly trying to patch those holes. And, every time we see some big update announcement and then we wait around for years for these big updates, it's supposed to change XYZ. Nothing really changes. Like nothing really happens. It's all hype. To me, it's all garbage. They would have to like break Ethereum apart and completely rebuild it from scratch, I feel, in order to get the benefits and the effects that they're looking for. And I just don't see that happening. And you can have 1 million layer 2s in the world, but if they're not adopted by people and they're not built into applications to utilize those layer 2s, you're not going to really see much of the benefit. I mean, I'm just like, I don't necessarily think that, I don't necessarily think Ethereum's going to fade away into nothingness, but I do believe that at some point in the future, Cardano will take over and flip Ethereum. I really do believe that. I just don't know how long it's going to take. Ethereum has, been getting so much venture money, and, it's going to take a while for that to die out. And it's not going to be until a lot of these, see, there wasn't much venture money in the actual Cardano as a layer one, but there could be venture money in building on Cardano. And so that could help kind of toe the line for Cardano. But so many of these guys are already invested in a bunch of garbage on Ethereum. And, it's like, do you throw good money after bad? Right? Like, what do you do? And so, I mean, we'll see that transition, though, over time. I do believe that. Crow, what do you think about the Ledger situation? I mean, from what I gather, they had methods of being able to access seed phrases and like send those to third parties for different things. I'm not 100% sure. I don't use any hardware. Anytime I've told you guys a million times, I do not use hardware wallets. I don't trust any of them. And I would tell you guys, and for years I've said this, never buy a hardware wallet off of Amazon from a third party, because people will buy them up, they'll hack them, they'll, set back doors and trap doors and everything else in them, seal them back up, hit them with a blow dryer and resell it like it was brand new, never touched. And then people are just finding their wallets completely liquidated. And I know that's not what's happening. It's a much bigger deal. It's basic on the company itself. I mean, I just don't trust. I mean, I have some badass wallets. I have some badass hardware wallets with big screens, and they're all big and powerful. Still won't use them. They can look cool when people want out that they're really desperate for a hardware wallet, and that's the technology that they want to use. More power to you, but I just don't trust. I don't trust hardware wallets any more than I trust an out of the United States bank. That's how I feel about it. That's how I've always felt about it. I have my own things that I do to keep my stuff secure that I don't talk about much. But I don't mess with them. So what do I think about the Ledger situation? I don't know, because I've never used them. I've never cared to use them, and I've told people that I wouldn't. But people don't listen. Here's the thing. The more convenient it is for you to get access to your cryptocurrency, the more convenient it is for somebody or a bad actor to get at it too. And that's all I can tell you. If it is not a major pain in the ass for you to access your crypto, then you're probably doing it wrong. If you've got any substantial sum of cryptocurrencies stored away somewhere. And that's the best advice I could give you. Like I have a browser wallet, and I have I don't know what's in there, 10,000, 15,000 ADA or something like that. And I pull that off every so often, and I throw it on my cold storage situation. Okay. And it's all good. And I decentralized a lot of that stuff too. I mean, it's a pain in the ass to do what I do. But yeah. Crow, any concerns on IOHK's headquarters location and the U.S.-China tensions? Thoughts on potential issues if Taiwan is taken by China? What's up, Joe Berlin? I don't necessarily have any concerns. I feel like a lot of what's going on right now is, how do I say this? We have so much propaganda going right now on both sides. I don't know what's actually true. I don't think anybody really does. Listen, China owns so much of the United States. Okay, whether you guys realize it or not, we've had politicians selling this country to China for a lot longer than this administration's been in office. I mean, and it's just kind of a thing. All these politicians are trying to enrich themselves off the backs of everyone else. That's how it's always been. It's just the only real difference is what narratives are they putting out there to try and get public support so that everybody isn't chasing them down at the same time with pitchforks. It is what it is. Like, and we're so dumbed down anymore, and we're so indoctrinated, and we're so just like, you know, sucking down the fluoride in the water and eating garbage from McDonald's, and just basically we're a bunch of fat, lazy sloths all over the place. And we're like, whatever, do what you're gonna do. Just leave me the hell alone. I'm not gonna lie, it's how I feel to a large degree. And I, you know, we keep voting these same crooked ass people into office all over the place, and we never learn. And all it does is bounce from generation to generation as the pendulum swings back and forth. Pendulum swings all the way crazy extreme left, and then when it comes back down, it's just coming back down a little bit because we got all these little, you know, weak, you know, Republicans that, you know, they're not doing anything but bark and bark and bark. None of them actually ever do anything. Why don't they ever do anything? Well, they don't really do anything because they're all crooks too, and they don't want to be ousted by the left. And so everybody's just trying to save their own skin, and everybody calls the Republicans weak because they're not as crooked as the left. And the left are willing to do anything. I mean, literally, it's like they're willing to do absolutely anything to enrich themselves and put all these controls on everybody. And everybody's so snowed anymore, man. And China, I don't think China has to do very much. They already own a bunch of the land. They own a bunch of the businesses. Hell, from what I've gathered, they have their own police departments in different places. Why would they want to come and destroy all their own shit? We're also one of their biggest importers. Like, everything that we consume here in the United States comes from China somehow. Doesn't matter what you grab. You grab anything within eyes reach of you, look at it, it's probably made in China. China has been preparing for an economic shift for years with their 5-year plan. I think the only difference is who was going to get rich and kind of walking that along. And I think we're learning now. So it is what it is. Crowwich meme coin, Ben or Bambi, Crow tokens. That's what my completely worthless, not yet distributed Crow tokens. I've been live about 30 minutes. That's not too shabby. Please do a video about what you use to store your coins. I maybe someday. Love you, Crow. Do you think I should go all in on tomato coin? I don't even know what the hell that is. I need to get Soblock's account set up and snag some Kopi. Yeah, everybody should be going to Soblocks.com and setting up an account. Saw Coinbase is pausing Ethereum withdrawals. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Crow, tell us how to store our coins. I mean, I will say this, like, if you use a wallet, I would maybe suggest just using a wallet on a computer that's never been connected to the internet. It's never been, it's not full of a bunch of bloatware, and you aren't doing any web browsing on it. It's never connected to the internet. It's never, you're not sitting around watching YouTube videos or browsing the internet with it. It is solely used and connected. It's powered on and connected for as long as it takes you to make your transactions. You shut it back down, you take it back to wherever you're storing it. And that's it. I mean, that's the only thing I would be willing to share, and to say. It's a huge pain in the ass, but it is what it is. I'll take some Crow tokens. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what I could do with the Crow tokens. There's a company called Mutant Labs. They said, hey man, we can set your Murder of Crows NFTs up so that anybody can stake those and generate Crow tokens as a yield. And it's like, listen, it's an NFT collection that's just for fun and art. As I've said a million times, I've never marketed them as like a profit thing or any kind of anything. And my Crow tokens are what I call the best shit coin on Cardano. It's just a useless, fun token that people can use. And maybe I'll have some use cases in the future. Maybe I won't. I don't know what I want to do with them all yet, but people have been asking me for years to create a Crow token so they could just have some, just something they can see on their wallet. It doesn't have to do anything. It doesn't have to, be worth anything. Meme tokens, people throw those up on dexes now and the markets start to build for them, and that's all fine and dandy. But there's still so much gray area, and it's like, I don't want to get caught up in some bullshit mess because, I've got these NFTs and they're yielding these useless shit coins, so they could be considered potentially a security. And I said something on the internet, and so somebody's like, oh, we don't like this guy. We should probably do something to shut his ass up. Hey, look what he does. He's got these NFTs and they yield these security violations. We've never said these securities are not, but that's okay. We're going to go after him anyway because he's a loudmouth and we don't like dealing with his shit anymore. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like opening up all these cans of worms. And I don't know. Right now, I'm making a huge list of everybody that's ever minted an MOC token or an NFT. Basically, anybody that's ever had one. If you bought one, you minted one, whatever. If you've ever had one, I'm adding you to a list. And at some point, we're just going to do a massive airdrop. I've gone through, I've collected up a bunch of like comments on my YouTube videos, people that throw their address in their comments. I've got those on a big Excel list. And one of these days, people are just going to see, tokens on their wallet. And that's going to be why. And I'm just going to give them out for free, man. I got, it is what it is. I'm going to keep some. Because I might, throw them out for different reasons and things. But, there is absolutely no, like, I don't know what to call it, any notion that they're going to be valuable in any way. I don't expect that they will, but anything could happen. So who knows? Crow, tell us how to store our coins. I just did. I feel like Kopi is a total hidden gem, just like when Cardano was at 2 cents. I think I've said that before, haven't I? Cornucopias, man. Kopi token has the same tokenomics as Sandbox and Decentraland did. They started off at around the same price at 2 cents, and Decentraland and Sandbox both went over $2 before they were really much of anything. And I think Cornucopias is going to absolutely blow those projects away. Period. End of story. I just did a video yesterday. Didn't even get much views. I don't know. It might have had 2,500 views or whatever. I'm like, wow, you guys, I don't know why you guys don't care. It's basically a leak of like what's going on with Cornucopias and their new developments. And I'm like, this is badass. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped about it. How's Florida treating you? I come from Ohio and moved to the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I mean, Florida's fine. A lot of hillbillies, and a lot of people driving trucks, always driving and swerving all over the place while they're on their phones checking Tinder. But other than that, I mean, it's cool. It's not as hot as Puerto Rico. And the weather's generally pretty nice, and it's all good. We like Tampa better because Tampa is just more diversity, more variety of people and personalities, and more fun stuff to do, more restaurants. I mean, where I live, it's like all a fish taco joint. Like everything here is like a tiki bar, beer, wine, and like tacos. Like that's it. We're just so bored. We're so bored. So yeah, it is what it is, but I'm looking forward to hopefully getting somewhere else, seeing new things, meeting new people. What up, Crow? How's it, bruh? I'm curious to know if you know of Hypercycle yet. No. Was launched by the same team as AGIX as a layer 1 for AI running on Cardano, leveraging Hydra for scaling. No, but, leave me, Crypto Gamer, leave me that comment down below after this video is concluded, because then when I go back through and check out the comments, I will check that out. Looks insane. Thanks for the video yesterday. Absolutely, Oman13. Nice little avatar there of your murder of crows. I dig it. I need to go harder into Kopi. Listen, I'm not telling anybody to buy Kopi token. I'm not. I don't ever tell anybody to buy anything anymore. You do your own research. If you like it, you believe in it, read the papers, see what they've done. Don't ever invest more than you can afford to lose, just in case you do. Okay. But I personally love Kopi. I love Cornucopias. I like Rob and Josh. I think they're doing great things. They've got a big team, and I'm pretty confident in it. So, but I'm also a paid advisor, or paid, I don't even know what you'd call me. I mean, we just worked out a deal. Like, I'm going to promote them all the time, whether I want to or not. But I went to them and said, listen, I want to be a part of what you guys are doing. I want to be a marketing arm. I want to be, I want to be a supporter. You support me, I support you. But I have so many plans for Cornucopias when that damn thing launches. Or it just gets me to a point where I can start building. That's all I want to do, man. I want to jump in there like No Man's Sky and just start building my dome and start, figuring out ways that I can add use cases for my Crow token and my NFT collection. And how can I bring all of that into my custom dome and all my other land. I'll have little satellite properties all over the place. How can I bring them together into some kind of community thing? And so I'm super excited about it. Crow, your opinions about World Mobile Token. I love what World Mobile Token's doing. I mean, World Mobile Token to me, I forgot I have like 100,000 World Mobile Token that I got a while back. And I've been staking them this whole time. I don't even know how many I have anymore. So, all right, guys, listen, I'm going to get ready because I got a pack. I'm going to Bitcoin. I'm going to this Bitcoin block party in Miami. That's Saturday night. If you guys are around Miami, you guys got to go to this thing. You're going to see me there for sure. Drinks on you. I'm just joking. Bitcoin 2023 all this weekend. I'm not going to be here for the whole weekend. I'm going to be kind of bouncing around. But May 18th through the 20th, this is going to be a big thing. I would really like to see Robert F. Kennedy Jr. speak, man. I'd love to meet this guy. I'd love to talk to him. I've read his book. I've read about half of it. It's a long goddamn book. But Michael Saylor, I'd love to meet him at some point. That's just a few. Like there are a lot of people speaking at this thing. I'm definitely down with Lynn Alden. I think she's sharp. I've still always wanted to meet Willy Woo, man. I've always liked that guy. I love his style. I love his genius. I love everything about him. I've never met him. Somebody that I definitely love to listen to. And I love to see what sense he makes of what's going on using on-chain data and things. But he's never had any of these things. Maybe because he's in New Zealand. I don't know. Maybe it costs a lot to bring him out. I will be here. So if you see me, you're welcome to stop, say hi. We take a picture, shake hands, and I'm going to be on my way. But I'm always down to just, kind of hang, meet and greet. And if I'm at a bar drinking, my wife and I are typically just kind of hanging out, just observing. We like to people watch and just be old somewhere in a corner somewhere. So you're more than welcome to say hi. Until next time, guys, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. I've got some content loaded up and scheduled for you guys. So there'll be stuff coming.